Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the greatest book never published, the podcast where we read the greatest book never published. I am your host, Nim, and I'm joined here by, as usual,
Nate the Great.
and our new guest.
What should I introduce myself as?
I don't know, whatever. Who are you?
The older brother, middle brother, Stephen Klein.
Steven. So we have Steve. So it's
Steve.
actually interesting. We have a character named Steven in the book and a character named Nathan in the book. So we got Nathan and Steven here. Perfect. There's no Benjamin, though. That's my name, for those of you who don't know. All right. So where were we last, Nathan? Let's try to catch Steven up here a little bit. So last what happened was they had a super top secret Mission Impossible style mission to sneak into their own apartment that was surrounded by cops because it's a crime scene and they weren't allowed in to get a laptop from their dad because their dad went missing. They also have superpowers now that they were discovering.
Okay, yeah, you're at that point.
Yeah. So they were during this. Some of them discovered their powers during this secret mission. So that just happened. There was a cop who set off a time bomb that blew up the apartment.
A cop?
Maybe it was a cop, and it might not have been a real cop. That's what they saw.
Okay.
That's what they saw. They got a picture of him. Maybe they'll notice something more,
Okay.
suspicious going on.
Yeah.
They can probably tell that we're recording 3 in a day already because we're wearing the same shirts we wore the last 2 weeks. So,
All right.
that's how podcasts work.
Let's get into it.
All right, so each chapter we're gonna read 4 chapters is the way we do it because each week we get each chapter is from a different character's perspective out of the 4 main characters. So we're gonna do that.
Okay.
So we read 4 chapters, so we get each character's perspective each week. Okay, chapter 17, told from the perspective of Stephen Richards. We are sitting in the hotel room using the information we have to try and find out what is going on. We have been looking at the picture Jameson took of the cop over and over. I don't see anything in this picture that's useful, I say. We've looked over it 1,000 times. There's nothing there. Way to be optimistic, Steve. Jeez. There might still be, Nate says. Hold on. Let me zoom in again. Enhance. It's like that scene from what's that movie? I don't know if you've seen it, but Blade Runner. Enhance.
No, I've never
seen it. The picture. Yeah. I figured you hadn't seen it. The picture zooms in, and I don't notice anything useful. Well, why don't we just look on the computer now? I say, because I think I see something that we didn't notice before. Nate says. He zooms in real close on a small green spot that is tattooed on the cop's arm. What kind of resolution were they taking this picture on that they can zoom it in so far? Jeez, it's got like
who wrote this book?
20K resolution. It's got all this little detail.
Caught you in 20K.
At first, I don't think it... Wait, what? He zooms in. Oh, yeah, tattooed on the cop's arm. At first, I don't think it really matters until I notice what that little green tattoo is. It's the same snake head symbol I saw on the man who was in the science lab. Bum, bum.
No way.
That was such a suspenseful story.
I know, right?
We barely even started this chapter, so.
And we're already like on the edge of our seats. All right.
We don't have a choice.
Got to be up close to the mic. We have to be on the edge of our seats. All right. So, wait, I say. Remember when I said that guy who was in your dad's lab had a snake symbol on his costume? That's the same one. See? Nate says, I told you we'd find something. We just have to figure out what that symbol means. Now, let's look at the computer. Nate opens the computer, and there's a password to get in. He quickly types a password, and it opens. He then opens a file labeled Top Secret.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
Which one are you finding with this? No.
That one.
That's a really good way to hide top secret information. Have a big file sitting
Top
on the
secret
desktop
information.
of your computer that says top secret.
Oh yeah, that's the best way. It's no one would expects it.
Exactly. They're like,
Top
no one would
oh,
do that.
no one's stupid enough to do that.
That's clearly not top secret information. He looks at it for a minute, then begins to speak. It says here that 10 years ago there was a group started. Oh, so now it's this top secret information is a history lesson. Okay. A group called Shadow. It was a group that was started to keep the government in line. To stop. Wait, remember there was the character, the Shadow Man. They were going to talk to the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
Think that is relevant? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
No.
No, it's a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
Just like Fox
Yeah.
was. A group called Shadow. It was a group that was started to keep the government in line, to stop them if they became too corrupt. Not doing a good job.
No.
Apparently not.
It was started by 3 men: Adam Fox, Mr. Black, and Dad. Oh. So they're not just CIA agents.
I must have missed this part. So, you mean Dad, like
Their dad.
their dad, and the kids being
Wait,
Nate?
no.
Steven?
Here's. Oh wait, who said that?
Well, Steven Richards is just a friend. Jameson,
Oh,
Yes.
Nate, and Zach are
So
brothers.
which one's Dad?
Their dad,
Nate, and
yeah.
Zach.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a character speaking. For a second, I was confused because I didn't realize it was a character speaking, and I thought it was. I was like, wait, that's not the character's
Oh, yeah.
perspective.
Okay, I got it.
It gets confusing because there's 4 separate characters and you get 4 separate perspectives, so it gets confusing.
All right, so continue.
Anyways, and Dad, Adam Fox, Mr. Black, and Dad. So Mr. Black was in the prologue, so we already know a little bit about him. We're
Yeah.
getting more information. Wait, Jimson says, that can't be right. Dad works for the CIA. All 3 of them do, Nate says. That's where they originally met. Now they just use the CIA as a cover.
Oh.
So the CIA is the cover job. Wait, so him being a police officer is a cover job for the CIA. Because he
is
really
a
works for the CIA,
But
which is
that's
a cover
also
job
cover job
for working
for
with
Shadow.
Shadow.
Well, there's also the shop that he works at too.
Oh, there's also the gift shop.
that's
No,
also a
just-
cover. That's another.
That's just his passion. That's just what he
Passion
does
is
for fun.
owning a gift shop.
Yeah.
It's just the gift shop just happens to be a front for a secret agent science lab
Ah.
that already blew up. But you missed that. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff just blow up in this book.
So
Yes.
far, there's been 2 explosions. One of them
We're
was
on
a.
chapter 7.
One of them was with the
17.
One of them was an explosion with the infection, which is what gave them their superpowers.
How many
Anyways,
chapters are you reading per
4.
episode?
4.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're short chapters. Fox said that being a cop was his cover job for the CIA, Jameson says. But really, it's the cover job for the cover job.
Ooh.
Yep, Nate says. That sounds about right. Look at that, I say, pointing at a little icon on the screen. It's that snake symbol. What? Nate moves the mouse over and clicks on the icon. A page comes up with even more words on it. Nate starts reading.
Words? What? Anyway, continue.
I know. Page comes up with even more words on it. Nate starts reading some of it. We are investigating an organization called Snake. Oh, that's the name of this.
That is a genius name.
They have a snake symbol and they're called Snake. You know.
Wow. Must have taken a long time to think of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, in G.I. Joe, their symbol is a cobra, and their name is Cobra.
Yeah.
So-
But that's at least a specific type of snake. This
True,
is just
true.
snake. It's not like Hydra or Cobra. No, it's just snake.
Should have been called like the Pythons or something.
Yeah.
The anacondas.
Anacondas. All right. Anyway,
Our anaconda don't. Okay. That sounds. It's the same. We are investigating an organization called Snake. It is. You know what I actually think when I came up with the name? I think I was gonna come up with a better name, but I just never did. I was like, that's the place. That was supposed to be the placeholder name with Snake.
yeah.
It is. We believe. A group of communists who are trying to turn the whole world to communism. That's the best I could come up with. Okay. We were first interested in them when we found out that Justin Lee, another guy from the prologue, the new Prime Minister of England, was suspected to have ties with Snake. Oh. Even though he is the Prime Minister of England, he is running for US President. I'm not sure how that happens.
What?
Even he says,
Wait.
we are not quite sure how this is possible because you must be a born US citizen to become president. We believe that he could possibly have forged his birth certificate, but nobody's suspicious that he's also the prime minister. Like, they don't know that he's already, I don't know. Okay.
I'm really confused right now.
I am too.
He's the Prime Minister of England, but he's running for the U.S. president?
I'm confused too, and I wrote this. Well, him running for U.S. president was like, that was a more relevant plot point in one of the other books that I was writing. Because there was like the shared universe. This was the MCU before the MCU. The MCU's basically just copied me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously. I figured.
We're not quite sure how this is possible. Okay. We believe that he could possibly have forged his birth certificate. He could possibly have been born in the U.S., though, because we are still unsure of his birthplace. We also believe that the leader of Snake is Lyle Crepe. Like the crepe, like the food crepe. Crepe was born in Russia and was an orphan. Oh, I get it. He was born in Russia. Communism. All makes sense. He was an orphan. When he was 16 years of age, he was adopted by an American family.
Oh, no.
The Crepes.
Really?
Hence his last name. At that point, he did not have a name because his real parents are unknown. His new family named him Lyle. See, I think I made
That's a
it. I
dumb
made it that
name.
he was adopted, but I wanted him to be Russian. But I made it that he
Poor
was
kid.
adopted by an American family because I couldn't think of a good Russian name. So I was like, yeah, I could only think of a name that wasn't.
Didn't just like Google one.
I know. I mean, I had access to Google when I wrote this, but I didn't use it apparently. On the bottom of the page, it shows a picture of Crepe. You can tell he was Russian from the picture. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know how. Just has that.
Maybe
Russian
he's just
look.
like,
He has vodka.
he's got vodka.
He has vodka in his hand and he's like ripped.
Yeah, and he just ripped.
In Mother Russia. You can tell he's Russian from the picture. He's tall and thin. He has thick gray hair and an evil look in his eyes. I don't know what an evil look in your eyes looks like,
I
but
thought maybe just looked like Nikolai from Call of Duty.
that's how you could tell he was Russian, because he looks
Nikolai.
evil, and Russians are evil.
Yeah, I mean they are.
I mean, if anything, like that's what Rocky IV taught me, that Russians are the bad guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Always.
All right, let's continue. We made it through the first.
I know
chapter
that
yet.
name, Nate says. Really? I say, where from? I know. Zach says, Crepe is the last name of the girl he likes. Wow. I say. So your girlfriend was related to the guy that kidnapped your dad. Just assume they're related because they have the same last name? Come on.
Yeah, but how many people do they know with the last name Crepe? Like,
It's not a common last name.
not a common last name. What are the chances that all these people that their like dad is investigating all live in the same exact place that they do?
I know. So your girlfriend is related to the guy that kidnapped your dad. She's not my girlfriend, Nate says. And this doesn't prove that she's related. We don't know that he's the guy who kidnapped dad. Yeah, Jameson says. But chances are that he probably did. If I were you, Nate, I would go talk to Abigail and see if you can find anything out.
Ooh.
You know,
Ooh.
Nate says, I think I'll do that. While I'm gone, try to see if you can find anything else out. Then Nate walks out the door. End of chapter. I am blown away by the ingenious. I mean, you know, it's. I like this is a book it's not just a superhero story. It's a superhero spy thriller. You know, so you get a lot of the exciting spy
Superhero,
stuff.
spy thriller, comedy,
Superheroes,
romance novel.
Yeah, it's like if you crossed, like, I don't know, The Incredibles with like James Bond. That's basically what it is.
That's it right there.
It's taking the best of both worlds and combining them together. I mean, this is the ultimate story. It's got everything you could ask for. Chapter 18. Zach Thompson. So, where do we look for more leads? I say just after Nate left. Try to think like a detective, Jameson says. What would Sherlock Holmes do in this situation? See, that's something I think the character Nate would say. Because he's always the guy who's like, oh, I watch too many movies. But, like, he's not there. So I guess Jameson was the one to say.
Yeah.
He would probably do what Nate already went to do, Steve says. But if he didn't find anything, what would he do then? I say. Exactly, Jameson says, nodding his head in agreement. All we need to do is look on the computer.
Exactly for what?
What?
He didn't really say anything important. He's like, what do we do after that? And you're like,
Exactly.
exactly. That's not something. He's asking a question and he says exactly to it.
Exactly.
These people just don't know how to properly speak, like properly communicate
It's not an
English. Nodding his head in
He
agreement.
answers a question with an exclamation.
Exactly. So what are we doing here? Exactly. Nodding his head in agreement. What we need to do is look on the computer and see if we can find anything else out about this snake organization. Now let's look. He looks at the computer screen a little bit, looking at different things and clicking into different links. Yes, that's what you do on a computer. Then he stops and says, I found something. It seems Snake has a connection to the biggest crime lord in New York City. They call What?
I read a little bit.
They call him the Bulk.
Why?
So I think I remember this. He's like a guy who's like huge and like super I think he might be super strong, but he's also like a crime boss.
You can also tell. This is another reason MCU copied him. They just took the Bulk and turned it into the Hulk.
So he's a crime boss who's like also like really big and strong, so he's known as the Bulk. I do remember coming up with this character. So he's not very relevant to this story, but again, it's an interconnected universe. You know, all these characters, but he might be important in a future story.
Did you write any other books?
I started some, never finished. I don't know where they are anymore. I don't. They lost all. This is the only one that I still have access.
Just
to.
rewrite
Is this the
them.
only one you printed out, though?
This is the only one I printed. Yeah, because I never finished.
You don't
any
have
of the
that
other ones.
computer anymore either, do you?
No, I don't have access to any of the other ones. This is all that's left of that universe.
Oh no.
I know. The Bulk. All they know is that some of his men meet every night in this alley. They're not sure what they do there, but at least we have a lead.
That's a little sketchy.
So you want us to go in there and beat some information out of them? Steve says, because that doesn't sound like a good idea. He's the biggest crime lord in New York. He could hunt us down and murder us.
Wait, how old are these people?
Well, so Steve and Zach are 17, Jameson is 15, and Nate is 13.
And Steve's the friend, right?
Steve's the friend. Yeah, Steve's not one of the brothers.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess we can continue.
It does. Wait, But you're forgetting something, I say. We have superhuman powers. They don't. Besides, it sounds kind of fun. It does sound kind of fun.
Just go beat up some crime lords. Why not?
We don't even have to let them know who we are, Jameson says. We could wear masks or something. Well, yeah, see, they're going to have secret identities. It's like they're going to be superheroes.
What?
Well, Steve says, I don't know. Just think of, Jameson begins to say before I shove him out of the way, of the spinning object which almost kills him.
Whoa.
Surprise.
What?
Jeez. I realized that I was the only one who saw it coming. Well, finally, we're going to get a nice action scene. I was the only one who could do something. As me and Jameson slammed to the floor, Steve follows us to the ground, hiding behind the bed. What the heck was that thing? Steve yells. Let's find out, I say as I crawl across the floor to retrieve the spinning object. I pick it up and examine it. I've never seen any weapon like this. It is in the shape of a disc, but there's one difference. Each half of it has two blades sticking out in the same direction, making 4 blades as on the whole thing. The bottom is in a slight bowl shape with a handle in the middle. I'm trying to imagine this.
Wait,
confused.
read that one more time and I'll try to imagine what this weapon looks like.
Okay, so it is in the shape of a disc, but there's one difference. Okay, so disc shape. So yeah, each half of it has 2 blades sticking out in the same direction. Okay, making 4 blades on the whole thing.
Wait.
So it's like blades like this
Blade. Okay, so blades sticking out each direction.
Oh,
on the ends
on
of the
disc. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Doesn't
making
sound
4
like a very
blades
convenient weapon.
on the whole thing. The bottom is in a slight bowl shape, so just a slight bowl shape, with a handle in the middle. So there's like a little handle.
So like
you
Captain
can, like,
America's shield with
but
blades sticking out of it.
On 2 blades on each end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
could have said that in an easier to explain way. Or, I don't know. I crawl back to where the others are hiding behind the bed, showing them the weapon. What is it? Steve says. I've never seen a weapon like that before, Jameson says. Before we can say anything else, a man suddenly jumps right in front of us. He is tall and is wearing a dark gray, full-body, high-tech looking suit with a helmet that has a black visor that does not let us see his face, as black visors usually do. In his left hand, he is holding another one of those weapons. He reaches his right hand out, and suddenly the weapon in my hand pulls out of my hand and flies through the air, landing in the man's hand.
Is he Magneto or something?
No, I think it's like a technology, like he has, remember he has a high-tech suit?
That's true.
Yeah, I think
Maybe it's just like a
technology.
magnet. And just...
Yeah. He stands there. Yeah, he's like turns the magnet on.
Until like everything metal in the room
It
sucks.
accidentally goes a little too far and slams in his face.
Anyway,
Chops his head off. He stands there, ready to slaughter all 3 of us.
That was dramatic.
All right. That's the end of that chapter. Well, you have to have a dramatic ending to a chapter. You know, it's got to be like a cliffhanger.
So it's like you
Really
have to
is a
read the next chapter.
Yeah, exactly. Chapter 19, Nathan Thompson. As I am walking to Abigail's house, I start thinking about this whole situation. So Dad was kidnapped by the Snake Organization, which is basically a group of communists who are trying to turn the world to communism, as we already established. Let's just repeat the information. Dad obviously has some information that they want. Possibly missile launch codes. That's just what he thinks. Now that we know Fox is in the organization trying to stop Snake, can we trust him? No. He was in charge of the police who were at the apartment. One of them was a Snake spy. For all we know, Fox could have told him to do it. What about this Mr. Black? How is he involved in this whole thing? The only thing we know about him is that he was one of the 3 founders of Shadow. What about Lee? Why is a politician working with Snake? how is he running for president while being the Prime Minister of England at the same time? We're wondering the same thing. I don't think the book ever answers that in a way that makes sense. Right now, talking to Abigail is the only lead we have. I guess I'll see if I can find out anything from her. I am now standing on the doorstep to Abigail's house as I ring the doorbell. A few seconds later, the door opens and she is standing there smiling, obviously happy to see me. Ooh, she has a crush on him too.
Happy to see him.
Oh. Hey, Nate, she says. I heard about what happened to your father. I hope they find him. Yeah, so do I say. I have a question. What is it? Well, I was wondering. I haven't ever met your family. Could you introduce me to them? They're not even dating yet. And he's like, can I meet your family? Like, come on. Bro, ask her out on a date first. It's a little weird.
Why didn't she just ask him who her dad is?
So who's your dad? Is he
Is
in
he a
charge of
crime
an evil
lord?
communist
Or no,
organization?
communist organization. I forgot. The Bulk is the crime lord guy.
Bulk, yeah. Then she suddenly loses the smile on her face. Oh, my family is really busy right now. I don't think they have time to see you. Sorry about that. Oh, so she knows something's up with her family. Interesting. Now I know she's related to Lyle Crape. Why else would she want me to meet her? Would she not want me to meet her family? That's okay, I respond. Since I spent all this time to come out here, would you like to do something? Like what? She asks. Like go out to eat or something? Well, I think my schedule's free. Sure. Where would you like to go? My plan is working perfectly. While we're eating and talking, I'll try to get as much information as possible. And I get to finally go out with her. That's a bonus.
So he just asks her out on a date so he can grill her for information? That's pretty messed up.
Well, he also wants to go out with her. He likes her too. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
It's a win-win for him, I guess.
Well, a win-win is usually when two people get a positive out of a situation.
No, but he's getting a double positive out of the situation.
Right.
He's
But that's
getting a
not what
win-win
you-
for
Maybe,
himself.
maybe.
That's not what you call a win-win, though. is it?
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Well, killing two birds with one stone. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, end of the chapter. What a beautiful chapter it was. I know.
Yeah, sure.
So anyways, we're moving on to chapter 20, last chapter of the day. So it better be an exciting one. Jameson Thompson. I am now staring. Not starting.
Do you know how to read?
Sometimes I question that. Okay. I am now staring at a large man with strange weapons who wants to kill us. Oh yeah, I forgot that was happening. He slashes down at me with the front blades of the weapon in his right hand. I try to jump out of the way, but the blades cut part of my left leg. I yell in pain and then jump up, slamming my fists into the man. He flies backwards, out of the window. Who the heck was that? Steve exclaims. Let's find out, Zach says. All three of us look out of the window to see that the man seems to be flying back up to our window. Oh, he's got rocket boots or something. He's flying. Or it might be even
Basically Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man with those shield weapon things.
With fancy weapons. Iron Man and Captain America mixed.
He's about to throw one of the weapons back at us. But wait, it gets closer. Oh, I realize he's wearing some sort of rocket boots. Oh, there we go. He is now hovering right next to our window. He is about to throw one of the weapons back at us. But before he can, I jump out of the window, slamming my whole body, which is about 400 pounds, at him. He gained a lot of weight with his superpower thing, his mutation. So he's the one who gained like super strength, and he went from he went from a scrawny, nerdy,
It's
like wimpy
Captain
guy
America.
to like boom.
So like he started taking steroids.
Yeah.
That's probably what everybody thinks.
Yeah, everybody's like,
'Cause there's no other way to just
yeah,
look
yeah.
like that. Wait, can we go over all their superpowers, the 4 kids, real quick?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I don't
so
remember.
that's his. Nathan can read minds. I don't think he knows how to control it. I think it just kind of randomly happens.
I was gonna say, why
so
doesn't he
far.
just read the guy's mind that's attacking him?
Nate's
Well,
the one
he's
on the
not
date.
that.
Oh, wait,
Nate's,
that's
Nate's the
Nate.
one going on.
Why
the
can't
date.
he
Why
just
does he
read
just
it?
read Abigail's mind?
Well, I think he can't. He doesn't know how to control it yet, or no. Like, I think it's just kind of like, he's still new to it.
Okay.
Zach. So far, Zach can phase through solid objects. And Steve so far is able to speed. Has super speed. So,
He's on speed.
Yeah, I know which character that is now. Okay.
when I get high, I get high on speed.
Yeah.
I get high on speed.
Yes. Anyways, we both start falling to the ground. As we're falling, I am punching him. He then slams the front blades of each of his weapons into my sides.
For quite some time.
I yell in pain as blood flies everywhere. Next thing I know, we slam to the ground. Yeah, that did take a while.
Wait, the last chapter he got shot by bullets and it didn't even like phase him, but now he's getting stabbed.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's made out of special material that can like.
Oh, so he's like bulletproof?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's also like has like invulnerability, and super strength. Yeah. Now the answer to that.
All right, whatever. Yeah.
What the heck?
Keep going.
Walks, we land. Okay. Next thing I know, we slam to the ground, destroying the sidewalk we land on. I stand up, lifting the man in the air. Using all my strength, I throw him. He flies across the street and slams into a building. Causing a lot of destruction, are we? I jump over to where he is, grab his arms, and lift him in the air. Who are you? I yell in his face. Why are you trying to kill us? I don't think you'll ever know the answer to that, he says as he slams the blades of his weapons into my stomach. Ow. I fall to the ground in pain. I look up to see the man standing there, ready to slash me even more. I can't get up. The pain is too much for me. But suddenly, the pain begins to go away. My body begins to heal itself. Oh, he also has super fast healing, like Wolverine.
Wow.
Or Deadpool.
Combination of everybody.
I suddenly get my second wind. I suddenly feel adrenaline rushing through my veins. I jump up to my feet and throw my most powerful punch directly into his face, destroying the visor which covered it. He flies back, knocking over a telephone pole and landing in middle of the road. He has a little trouble, but he finally stands up. He starts walking toward me. He jumps really high in the air and begins to come down on me.
Crazy.
I love some of the wording in this book. Like in the one chapter where he's like, getting pounded, that's what. Remember? Oh my god. That was one of the earlier chapters.
Oh, okay.
Coming down on me. As he is coming down, I jump straight up towards him with my fists ready to crush him. As I reach him, my fists slam him at the same exact time he jabs the blade into the side of my head, sending blood everywhere. Dude, if this was a movie, it'd be rated R.
Yeah.
Just blood slamming out of his head. We both come slamming to the ground. I lie on the ground, not able to stand up. He stands over me. Now you die.
Real question is, are his two friends just watching all this happen and not doing anything?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're like, we don't have super strength and super invulnerability, so if he slams that into my head, it would actually kill me. So I'm not going to get involved. Now you die, he says as he throws the weapon at me with all his strength, the blades coming straight for my face. I close my eyes, accepting my death. That's the end of the chapter.
Oh, come on!
And the end of the episode, because that was our fourth chapter of the day.
Ah, okay.
What an exciting time. We got some exciting action. We got some amazing weapon that totally makes sense. And Nate's going to go on a date. So, I mean, a lot of excitement for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you glad you joined?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
It's a lot of fun. Anyways, that's about all for this week. Thank you all for listening to the greatest book never published. It is located on a few different platforms. You can find it on YouTube, my YouTube channel, which is called NimTV. There should be a link in the description to that. And you can also find it on Spotify. There's also a link in the description to that. So wherever you're watching it now, you can watch it on the other place if you want. You can also check out Nathan's YouTube channel.
Yep.
Which is called
Nate the Great.
There you go. And I don't know if you have anything you want to... You're like, I don't want to be associated with it.
Well, no one needs to see my YouTube channel, so.
yeah, that's right. Right, it's like, yeah. Okay, anyways, that's about all for this week. Thanks for joining us. Would you join us next time?
Absolutely.
All right.
Definitely.
Sweet.
Thank you all for listening. This has been The Greatest Book Never Published. Goodbye, everyone.